It was supposed to be just another late shift at the gas station. Liam, a quiet 19-year-old working his third night in a row, had grown used to the dull rhythm of filling tanks, restocking snacks, and cleaning spills. But something felt different. That night, his hands trembled slightly as he rang up the tall man in uniform, Officer Daniels, a local cop known for being respectful and sharp-witted. Liam tried to stay calm, handing over the receipt with a forced smile. But what the officer didn't know was that scribbled on the back of that receipt was a desperate message. Just 4 words. Not loud, not panicked. Just enough to raise the alarmless. Officer Daniels noticed in time. The officer nodded, took the receipt, and walked back toward his patrol car. Liam stood frozen, unsure if his message had even been seen. Behind him, in the back room, something or someone was moving. And the clock was ticking fast. Liam had taken a huge risk. One wrong move, and he wouldn't get another chance. But he knew he couldn't ignore what he saw earlier that night. Something hidden, something dangerous, and someone in serious trouble. Would Officer Daniels realize the message before it was too late? Or would Liam's quiet cry for help go unseen in the chaos of a routine stop? One decision, one piece of paper, and a young man's courage would soon decide the fate of someone he barely even knew. Just a few hours earlier, everything had seemed normal. The station was quiet, a few cars rolling in here and there, the hum of the coolers filling the silence. Liam had been stacking shelves when he noticed a black SUV pull up. The windows were tinted, and it didn't move for several minutes. Finally, a man stepped out, wearing a hoodie pulled low over his face. He didn't speak much, just bought a bottle of water, but his eyes kept darting toward the security camera in the corner. Something about him felt wrong. Later, while taking out the trash behind the building, Liam heard muffled voices coming from the storage room. At first, he thought maybe the manager had come back unexpectedly. But when he crept closer, he realized the voices didn't belong to anyone he knew. One was the man from the SUV. The other sounded younger and scared. Liam caught only a few words. "Keep quiet, no one needs to know, and we leave after midnight." That's when Liam knew he couldn't stay silent. But calling the police from inside the building might alert whoever was back there. He didn't know who they were or what they were doing, but it wasn't right. So when Officer Daniels walked in an hour later for his usual coffee and gas, Liam saw his only chance. His hands shook as he scribbled the words on the back of the receipt and slipped it into the officer's hand. Hoping praying it would be enough, Officer Daniels slid into his cruiser. Sipping his coffee, the receipt crumpled in his hand. He was halfway through backing out when he unfolded it out of habit. That's when he saw it 4 shaky words scrawled in blue ink. Asterisk, help, back room. Now, he froze. His eyes shifted quickly toward the gas station's rear entrance. Liam stood at the window, trying not to look nervous, but Daniels could see at the stiffness in his posture. The way he kept glancing toward the back. Immediately, Daniels radioed for backup, but didn't wait. He stepped out of the car casually, pretending to double-check his gas tank. From inside, Liam saw him move and let out a breath, but the danger hadn't passed, not even close. Meanwhile, in the back room, the situation was getting worse. The man in the hoodie paced, glancing at his watch. Tied to a chair was a teenage girl, barely conscious. She had been missing for days, her photo shared all over town, and Liam hadn't even recognized her at first. But now he remembered the flyer. On the bulletin board, her name was Emma. Back outside, Daniels reached for the door slowly, not knowing how many people were inside. He had to be careful. What if there were weapons? What if the girl was hurt worse than they thought? Time was running out, and any wrong move could make things spiral. Liam, still inside pretending to stock snacks, had to play along just a little longer till the officer made his move. Liam's heart pounded as he stacked a row of candy bars. he'd already arranged twice. Every second felt stretched, like the whole room was holding its breath. Through the reflection of the cooler door, he spotted Officer Daniels moving slowly along the side of the building, one hand resting near his holster. Liam didn't dare look back toward the hallway. He knew the man in the hoodie could come out at any moment. Inside the back room, the air was thick with tension. The man's phone buzzed. He read the message quickly and cursed under his breath. "Change of plans," he muttered. "We're moving her now." Emma stirred slightly, her head falling to the side, but she didn't speak. He pulled out a key and unlocked the supply door that led out the back. The girl wasn't going to be here much longer. Liam noticed the hallway light flicker. The motion sensor had picked something up. Someone was moving again. His fingers clenched. Around the edge of the counter, if Daniels didn't move soon, it would be too late. But rushing in without knowing the full layout could make things worse. Liam had to do anything to buy time. He reached behind the counter and knocked over a stack of glass bottles. The shatter rang out like a firecracker. The man in the hoodie froze. Daniels, now crouched just outside the back exit, placed his hand on the door handle. The signal was clear. Whatever happened next would change everything. The bottles crashed to the floor. And for a split second, everything went still. Then chaos. The man in the hoodie bolted out of the back room, dragging Emma with him. Liam ducked behind the counter, his heart in his throat. Officer Daniels pushed through the rear door, weapon drawn, voice booming. "Police, don't move." But the man didn't stop. He shoved Emma forward, using her as a shield, and darted through the emergency exit. Daniels didn't fire. He couldn't risk hitting the girl. He chased them around the back, radioing for backup again, his voice sharper now. Suspect fleeing on foot with hostage heading east behind the station. Liam, still hiding, forced himself to get up and ran to the back room. The chair Emma had been tied to was knocked over, her backpack still on the floor. He picked it up, and something inside made him freeze. A second phone. One that didn't belong to her. He tapped the screen. No password. A string of messages flashed up: times, names, payments. It wasn't just one man. There were more. The texts hinted at a handoff tonight, not just a kidnapping. Emma wasn't the only one at risk. Liam ran outside and caught sight of the officer, disappearing behind the alley. He clutched the phone tighter. Whatever was happening, it was bigger than anyone had realized. This wasn't just a rescue, it was the start of uncovering something much darker. And they were running out of time. Liam sprinted around the side of the station, the second phone clutched tightly in his hand. I'm in the distance, he saw Officer Daniels tackling the man to the ground, Emma falling safely to the side. Sirens wailed in the background as backup finally arrived, tires screeching to a stop. Within seconds, the suspect was cuffed and shouting threats that made Liam's blood run cold. "You think this ends with me? You don't know who you're messing with." Daniels helped Emma to her feet, gently asking if she was okay. She nodded weakly, shaken but conscious. Liam handed over the second phone, his voice breathless. "Drop this. There's more. There's a list." Daniels scrolled through it quickly, his eyes narrowing. What they saw confirmed everything: names, locations, drop points, and even photos of other missing teens. This wasn't just a one-off abduction. It was part of a larger ring. Just as the officer began calling it in, another name on the list made him pause. Emma's. But below it, the newest entry sent a chill through both men. The last scheduled pickup was Liam. The twist hit like a punch. He hadn't just been a witness, he was a target all along. Maybe because he saw too much. Or maybe because someone had already marked him before the night even started. Officer Daniels looked at him, face serious now. "We need to get you somewhere safe. This goes deeper than either of us thought." Liam nodded slowly, realizing his life had just changed forever. By the time the sun rose, the gas station was surrounded with police tape, flashing lights, and quiet conversations among investigators. Emma was safely reunited with her family, her name cleared from the list for good. Liam sat on the back bumper of an ambulance, wrapped in a blanket, his mind still racing. Officer Daniels stood nearby, giving his statement and keeping one eye on the teen who had changed everything with just 4 handwritten words. The phone Liam had found led police to an abandoned warehouse just outside of town. Inside, they uncovered more evidence: photos, documents, and tracking devices. It confirmed what Daniel suspected. The group had been targeting teens across multiple cities, using small businesses like the gas station as drop points. Liam's bravery had helped expose something no one had seen coming. Before leaving, Daniels walked over to Liam and placed a hand on his shoulder. "What you did tonight, it saved a life. Maybe more." Liam nodded, his voice quiet. "I just couldn't ignore it." His hands still trembled, but deep down, he felt something stronger than fear. Purpose. Later that week, Liam was offered a scholarship from a local organization that supports young people who act heroically. The story made local headlines. *Gas. Station clerk helps police uncover missing teen operation.